Well, hello, you voted, so I'm back. This week I am breaking down one of the most requested Twilight Zone videos, Season 3, Episode 19, The Hunt. The episode starts with our main character, Farmer Jack, and honestly, that's not even his name, but I'm from Detroit and that's nostalgic for me, so his name is Farmer Jack. Now, Farmer Jack is a simple man, and he's been out working all day with his dog, Rip. Now, his wife is like, all right, you've been working all day. I see that you've been working hard, but you're going to have to leave that dog outside. And he's like, you know, I don't go anywhere without my dog. And Rip is like, yeah. So she lets him in because she's like, all right, fine. This is when we learn that they've been married for 49 years and their 50th anniversary is next week. Now, while they're eating, he gives Rip a piece of food, and she's like, I'll feed him after supper. He's like, oh, we won't be here. And he follows it up by saying, we're going to go hunting after this. And she goes, please, I don't want you to go hunting tonight. This is when we learn that she has seen 3 bad omens just this week as it relates to him. Now, as I've told y'all before, I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious because I still eat my cabbage and black-eyed peas on New Year's, and I will never split a pole. So my grandma telling me this would have sat me down. I would have never gone, but he did it anyway. Girl, they walk out that house, and it hasn't even been 3 steps before we are greeted by Rod Serling and his FBI suit. I said, oh, Lord, what is about to go on, Farmer Jack? So we know that they're going hunting, but what are they hunting for? Not deer. No, they're hunting for the scammers of the animal kingdom. I said, oh, my God, they're doomed. Now, it doesn't take Rip long to see this raccoon. And as soon as Rip sees it, he takes off after it, and Farmer Jack takes off after Rip. However, this raccoon is smart and climbs up a tree. But when he climbs up this tree, he leaps off into another tree and leaves Rip standing there just barking. But then Rip realizes that the raccoon has outsmarted him, and he's like, damn, I really wanted that soup tonight too. But he doesn't give up. He keeps following the tracks. Y'all, when I tell you this raccoon should have been on Looney Tunes, why did this fool go towards the water and climb on a very unstable tree and wait for the dog to come over to him? And of course, Rip is like, I ain't no punk. I'll come in after you. So Rip puts on his swim cap and his goggles, and he jumps in after this raccoon. And of course, Farmer Jack is like, Rip, I don't know that you can swim, friend. I never gave you those lessons. Farmer Jack gets concerned, and Farmer Jack is like, crap. So Farmer Jack jumps in after Rip. And that's when I lean in with my nose clenched because I said, uh-oh. And as I leaned in, I saw those bubbles start to disappear. So I leaned back out into safety. Where's the raccoon, you might ask? Not with them. He gets out, dries off, walks away. Now, in the next scene, I'm expecting to see Medea and Bam walk through the gate talking about how good the funeral was. Instead, I see Farmer Jack and Rip chilling. I'm like, girl, what happened? How y'all get up there? But lo and behold, somehow they're alive. Rip wakes him up. Looks like Farmer Jack is also surprised to be alive, and it's like, uh-oh, my wife is gonna kill me. So as Farmer Jack and Rip start to walk back to his house, the next scene we see 2 people who are digging what seems to be a shallow grave. And I grabbed my emotional support water bottle because I said, oh my God, they can't die. He even mentions that this is the grave of a dog, but it's still not clear to Casper and Marley here because they don't know that they're dead yet. But then we actually do get a scene from a Tyler Perry play because he calls down to the guys digging the graves and they don't respond. So he's like, you see me? Yeah, I see you. You see me? Yeah, we just sitting here. I don't know why they don't say hi. In fact, Farmer Jack is so annoyed that they are not responding to him that he does what the Lord says is pulls out his piece of steel and goes, y'all digging this up on my property. Y'all can get out now. And then they say, so sad that this puppy had to die like this. He says, wait, y'all had a dog that died? I didn't know there was a dog that died. I'm so sorry. Y'all don't got to talk. He still doesn't realize that it's Rip. He still don't realize it. Now, as if it could not get any more awkward, he returns home and he finds his grieving widow, okay? She put that on, didn't she? She already looked good. It didn't take her long. He walks up to her. He like, girl, you looking home coming sharp. Where you going? She doesn't say anything. He's like, all right, if you upset at me, I know, but you're not leaving me because we in this thing for the long run. Then he hears a voice. Her pastor comes out of the room. And he's like, I am so sorry for your loss. And regardless of the fact that he was not a part of the church and did not pay tithes, and I had not seen him since last Easter, we did take care of the body. And she's like, thank you so much, Pastor. You know, it's very ironic that I'm the one that paid all the tithes, but he got to meet the Lord first. You know, he works in mysterious ways. And he's like, y'all just gonna talk about my eternal well-being with me sitting here like I'm not sitting right here? And then they start to talk further, and he starts to realize, like, oh, I did not make it back last night. My friend was so confused that every single wrinkle in his face activated. He could not not believe what he was hearing. Well, the door swings open and in comes the two people who were just burying the dog. And I wonder who they're here to collect. And this is when Farmer Jack learns that we are bereaved because of him. And he's like, wait a minute. What's in that? He's still asking questions. They don't hear you. And him and Rip are just watching them walk this casket out the door, shook. He is now just standing at the bottom of the hill watching his casket be walked up to the top of the hill. And he goes, you know what? I'm going to attend my own funeral. I'm sure most people do. Y'all cannot convince me that even in spirit form, people are not narcissistic enough to not want to attend their own funerals. I'm going to be there, okay? I'm going to be at my perched front row. Who's crying? You better. And as he's trying to enter the cemetery to watch his own funeral, he realizes there's a gate there. And he's like, I've never seen this gate before. Y'all, he follows the gate around and runs into this entrance. This looks like a penitentiary entrance to me. There's no way I would have been like, hey, who's back there? I just realized that I'm dead. No, ma'am. This is when somebody that looks like the caterpillar from James and the Giant Peach comes out to greet him. And immediately, Rip is like, no. Now, I don't know much, but I do know that dogs are a good judge of character. And he should have taken that as a hint, but he doesn't. The man asks, what's your name? I can put your name down. We can get you right in. Just by the way, you're dead. Somehow, this still escapes our friend. He cannot believe he gone. A 78-year-old man who could not swim that just dove into a 9-foot river after a dog cannot believe that he has gone to be with the Lord. At one point, he even asked the caterpillar from James and the Giant Peach, well, how did I go? He goes, what's the last thing you remember? He's like, oh yeah, I guess that didn't go good. So the caterpillar from James and the Giant Peach is like, well, why don't you come in? This is the afterlife. He's like, I don't hear any music. Isn't there supposed to be like music in heaven? In fact, he peeps around the corner like, in fact, I don't hear anything. All I see is smoke. The guy is like, oh, it's just low clouds. As soon as you get in there, you'll see, you'll get your rings, you'll get your halo. It's going to be amazing. Now come on in. He's like, all right, let me just get my dog together. We'll come on in there. He's like, Apparently, dogs are not allowed in this place, honey. And he says, we can take Rip somewhere else down the road, but he won't be coming in here. In fact, I can take him for you. Just give him to me. And Farmer is like, I'm good. And Rip is just looking up at him like, something about you smells like sulfur. Y'all smell eggs? What's going on? So Farmer Jack starts to walk away because he's like, girl, if you don't want my dog, you don't want me. I don't belong here. And he's like, no. How about I just break the rules and you come with me? I got you. And Farmer Jack is like, nah, because the vibe is off now. And if my dog can't go in the front gate with me, then I don't need to be here. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and leave now. Thank you so much for seeing me. And he starts to walk away. He tries to pull on Rick's honey. Rip loses his mind. And Jack is like, actually, I'm good. I'm just going to continue to walk down Eternal Row and find whatever I find. Tell God I'm sorry. It didn't work out. And this guy is just kind of left standing there like, dang, that's awkward. And like Jagged Edge, Farmer Jack feels like he just walked right out of heaven. And he's just walking down Eternal Road like, well, Rip, I guess it's just us. And he's walking until he sees a stranger approaching him. This man walks right up to him and says, oh, you must be Farmer Jack and you must be Rip. And he reaches right down and pets Rip, and Rip does not budge. In fact, it looks like this is Rip's friend. He's like, well, if y'all are ready, I can go ahead and take you and Rip on in. He's like, take us where? He's like, to heaven. And he's like, well, like I told that other guy down at the other heaven, if Rip can't come, I'm not coming. He said, whoa. What other heaven are you talking about? He goes on to say, well, the man at the other gate of heaven told me I couldn't come in there with Rip. And I just thought, this must be a hell of a place if I can't bring a dog in there. The angel doesn't even look shocked. He's like, friend, you not that far off. That is hell. Heaven is actually right around this corner where I'm about to take you. Farmer Jack is like, why would he try to manipulate me like that? That is crazy. The angel's like, girl, their recruitment numbers are low. Anyway, come on in. And Rip is like, I smelled it on him. I knew I smelled it. The angel takes him up to the real gates of heaven. And Farmer Jack asks, what about my wife? And the angel is like, she'll be here soon. And I sobbed. And that's your weekly Twilight Zone breakdown. Let me know what you want to see next.